What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka New York Prepper, and I wanted to do a gear review on a cool lantern that I found. It's relatively new. It came out last year, and that's the Streamlight Siege X. It's basically a mini version of the Streamlight Siege. Now, the Streamlight Siege I highly recommend it. Every prepper should have at least one. And because it runs on D batteries, it's really just a no-brainer. It's having some D batteries are very common, so it'll be easy to scavenge them. You can find D batteries pretty much anywhere. And so I highly recommend you get yourself a Streamlight Siege. If you want to watch the review I did on that one, then I highly recommend you go into my gear reviews playlist and just look for Streamlight Siege. But the Streamlight Siege X is cool because it's basically a mini version of the Streamlight Siege. It pretty much has the same functions as the Streamlight Siege. It's just smaller, and the battery doesn't last as long obviously, because it only uses an 18650 rechargeable battery. Versus this one uses 3 D batteries, so obviously this one's going to have more juice. But this is still a great lantern, and what I like about it is that it's USB rechargeable with the 18650 battery. Now, if you guys don't know what an 18650 battery is, I'll show you what it looks like real quick. This is what an 18650 battery looks like, okay? This is my favorite battery for 18650s, and is the Phoenix 3500 milliamp 18650 with the micro USB charger on the top integrated into the battery. So all I need to do is just have a micro USB cable, and I can recharge this battery from an AC outlet or a DC power source, like a rugged battery bank, which I always keep with me anytime I go in the woods, or in my bug out bag I always have a rugged power bank, and that one can charge up to 8,000 milliamps. So I can recharge this battery almost 3 times with that battery bank. But this is an 18650 battery, and it's basically like a AA battery on steroids, basically. It's a lot bigger, it's longer, it's thicker, and it's popular now for tactical flashlights. So you can find these 18650s relatively easy, and the reason why they're popular is because you can recharge them hundreds of times. And obviously for a bug out bag or SHTF, having that rechargeable battery source is a no-brainer, because you can constantly recharge your battery. You don't have to discard batteries and then find a new battery. You can just constantly keep charging that battery hundreds of times. If you have solar panels, mini solar panels that you can hang on the outside of your backpack and recharge your battery bank, you can basically have constant batteries indefinitely, just constantly recharging them and rotating them. So that's where this thing is awesome, because not just for prepping, but I mean, obviously this has great uses for prepping, but also for backpackers, hunters, hikers, campers, even just for emergency preparedness, to keep one of these in your vehicle. It's a nice little mini lantern. I'm going to actually get one for my fiance and have her carry it in her purse or in her car in case she breaks down, in case she needs light for whatever reason. It's rechargeable, so she could recharge it with her cigarette lighter if she runs out of juice. And the features are pretty much the same as the Streamlight Siege. It has red light and white light, but it also has a flashlight on the top, so that makes it even cooler. But it's basically a miniaturized version of the Siege. It has this handle here that you can hang this off of something, and it's a very rugged handle. And the nice thing is the price point on the Streamlight Siege X is that it's only $40 for one of these, you know. So you can get a couple of these. They're very small. They fit in your hand. You can throw this in your bug out bag, and it honestly, I don't know how much it weighs. It's gonna probably be half a pound, I would say. It's not heavy at all. You know, and you could throw one of these in your bug out bag. You can throw one of these in your get home bag. You can give one to your kids, your wife. There's just a million things you can do with this little lantern. All right, you can keep it in your car. You know, like I said, if you're a hunter, backpacker, fisherman, you know, it's a no-brainer. And so some of the features that are the same as the Siege, the classic Siege, is that you have the handle here that comes out, and you also, the only thing you don't have with this one is you can't take this off. Like on the Siege, you can take this off, and then that gives you extra functionality if you want to, you know, hang this upside down, and get a you know, for whatever reason, if you want more direct light, you know, you can take this thing off, you know. But so you can't do that with this one. It's fixed, you know, you can't take it off, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. It has those impact resistant rubber here. It's got this over molded rubber, so it gives you good, it has a nice feel to it when you're grabbing it, you know, and it's also for shock absorption. I watched the video on these, and the manufacturer video said that they created this rubber on the outside here to absorb shock. If you drop this on the ground, you know, no matter how you drop it, it's going to hit that rubber on the outsides here, and it's going to absorb the shock so it doesn't break. It's all O-ring sealed, so it's fully waterproof. And what I'll do is at the end of this video, I'll have some beam shots. I'll go outside and I'll show you guys, you know, how bright it is. It's got this clip on the bottom here, and you know, you can hang this off of something upside down. It doesn't have the clip on the top like the Siege. The Siege has a clip on the top, you know, so this one only has a clip on the bottom, but you can still hang it from the top. You know, you can tie your paracord through here or whatever, you know, so it's a little bit simpler than the Siege, but it still has the same modes. So to turn it on, you don't have, on the Siege you have the button here, which is easy to find. This button here, I have to say, it's a little bit hard to find if you're fumbling around in the dark. It's not as easy to feel as this one, because this one is indented, so you just grab it, and as soon as you grab it, you can feel that indent. But here it's kind of, the way they made it is that it's kind of flush with the surface there, so you kind of have to feel that soft rubber, and you know, if you're wearing gloves, you're not going to really feel that. So I'll show you guys the modes real quick. So to turn it on, you just press it once and it'll remember the last mode that you're in. So you either have white, red, or flashlight. It has 3 modes for the white, 2 modes for the red, and then it has, I think, 2 modes for the flashlight. So let's see. So we turn it on, and now if I want to cycle the mode, I hold it down, and then it'll go into the next mode, red, which you guys know by now that I'm a big fan of the red mode. I love red. It's easy on the eyes, and it's better tactically. And it also has an SOS mode. So it has a regular standard red, and then it has SOS. All right. And if I want to switch to the flashlight, I hold it down again, and then I have a flashlight on the top here. And let's see. Yeah, it only has 2 modes for the flashlight, a low mode and a high mode. But this flashlight is pretty bright. I think it's 325 lumens. I'll go into the specs in a second. But it's pretty bright, and I'll do a beam shot outside so you guys can see. It's pretty bright. I'm impressed, actually, with how bright that is. Because, you know, sometimes you get those integrated flashlights, like on those hand crank radios, and they're not really that good. But this is really bright. The white light is bright. It's I think it's 325 lumens at the highest setting. So I'm going to just go over the specs, and then I'll show you guys some beam shots with this with this thing. So it has the high mode is 325 lumens, okay, and it lasts 4.5 hours. And also, I forgot to mention, it comes with an 18650 battery here. It comes with an 18650 battery. You see, it includes 18650. I actually switched it out and I put my Phoenix battery in, because the Phoenix battery, it has 3500 milliamps, and the Streamlight battery that comes with it has only 2600 milliamps. So the Phoenix battery that I put in here now has probably 30% more storage capacity. The battery can hold 30% more charge. So it's going to have, all these numbers are going to be different with my bigger battery that I put in. But with the standard 2600 milliamp 18650, you're getting 4.5 hours on the high mode. So that would be, let's see, that would be this mode right here. You're getting almost 5 hours on that. Then if you go to the medium mode, you're getting almost 8 hours, around 8 hours on that. So that's really good. And then if you go to the low mode, which is 30 lumens, you're getting a whole day on this, okay? And that's 30 lumens, and then the medium is 170 lumens, and then 325, all right? Now if we go into the red mode, the red mode is 22 hours, and it's only 2 lumens, okay? So it's very low. But it's good enough, in my opinion, if for a lot of things that you need to do. This will light up a pretty good area. And it lasts 22 hours, so that's very impressive. And then the SOS will last 90 hours, okay? So then the flashlight, if we go into the flashlight, so the flashlight is, the low setting is going to be 40 lumens, okay, and that one's going to last 25 hours, which is very good. You know, for a survival situation, you know, that's like 3 nights. If you were using this for 3 nights, you know, that's about 25 hours. You know, so, and then if we go into the brighter setting, you know, which is this setting right here, you're looking at 300 lumens, and that's going to last about 3.5 hours. All right, so it's got some pretty decent numbers here, you know, and the Siege also has 300 lumens. It's just that it lasts longer, and because it's a bigger, you know, this cone here is bigger, it makes it look brighter, but it's the same lumens rating. Now, another cool thing with all the Streamlights is that when you turn the light on, it gives you an indicator of what the battery life is. So here it's green. That means that it's charged, and it's, you know, the batteries are pretty well juiced up. All right. If it turns yellow, that means that the battery's getting weaker, and then if it turns red, that means you got to recharge. So that's pretty much what the numbers are, and it is IPX7 waterproof, and it also floats. You know, so if you drop this in a lake by accident, or if you're fishing and you want to illuminate the water for whatever reason, this thing will float, all right? So that's a big plus as well. IPX7 waterproof and 2-meter impact resistance. So I highly recommend you guys check this lantern out. It's really good. You know, throw one in your car. Keep a couple of these around the house, you know, for power outages, and obviously for SHTF as well. And you can throw one of these in your bug out bag. You can bring this with you when you go hunting, or if you're backpacking, camping. So many uses for this thing. So I'm going to show you guys how it looks like outside, and that's pretty much it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the test outside, and you can see how bright this thing is. All right, guys. So I shut the lights off in my basement, and I'm going to do a test of the lantern to simulate a power outage. And then I'm going to go outside and test the flashlight out and show you guys the flashlight. So here we have the low setting on the Siege, and you can see it illuminates the whole stairwell here. The camera doesn't really show it that well, but It's good illumination here. So this is the low setting, and again, the camera's not really showing how well it illuminates, you know, but it's doing a really good job illuminating the area here. And all right, so I wanted to just show you guys that, and let's see if if you can see anything else. All right, so now we'll go to the medium setting. Okay, so here's the medium setting. So now you can see it's much brighter. You know, I'm illuminating a big area here. It's much brighter now. You know, it's quite bright here. And again, the camera's not showing it, but I can pretty much see my entire basement now. And now I can go to the high setting. And with the high setting, I mean, it's really, really bright. You know, I can pretty much see everything. It's really bright, as you guys can see. So I'm going to actually step outside and see how this thing works outside. It may not be working as well outside because there's no way to contain the light. But let's see how it works outside. So let me put this out here. Got to watch out for the spiders. Alright, so I just put that on the ground here. So it's illuminating the house quite well. Alright, so it's kind of hard to show you guys, but you know, you can see how bright it is against the wall here. So let's see, low, medium, high. You know, it's very bright. You know, this is a very bright light. So now let's go to red, and I'll show you red. You know, red is very gentle, all right, and it preserves your night vision. So if you're doing any small tasks, you're going to want to use the red, you know, so you preserve your night vision and save the battery. And let's see, and finally I'll just show you the flashlight now. So let's see if I can't get you a beam shot now here. Let's see. So here's the low setting, and again, the camera's not doing a good job, but you know, I can see all the way out to the tree line with this. And here's the high setting. Let's see, low. So low is quite bright, and then if we go to high, you know, high, you can really see the tree line now. That's about, you know, 50 yards away. So it's quite bright. It's a very bright flashlight. It's 300 plus lumens. So, you know, it's a really good little handy thing. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 P's. Prepare, practice, and persevere.